Welcome.
Hi, everyone,
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
to another episode of Conversations with Coffees.
Like what I did there? That's
I
pretty
do.
cool.
I love it.
That's cool. I'm pretty cool. um, but we were like, man, I had somebody reach out and they're like, you guys gonna do politics? I was like, no. Who wants to do politics? We're trying to bring people in, not scare them away. So, but we were
Discussing it amongst ourselves.
yeah, and we were like, hey, let's just do an episode on not necessarily current events that are going on. I would love to do current events. I think it's important, but we want to get the husband and wife, the relationship side of it. And I was like, well, you know what we could do? We could do an episode on not necessarily, like the Russia-Ukraine war that's going on right now. We don't want to, how do I say this? We don't want to be opinionated on matters like that. But I was like, but we do talk about it. Like, it's a concern. Well, especially in our house.
We do have very passionate conversations about just gas prices, the president.
She says passionate. I'm very passionate when it comes to
very passionate. He
my
raises
politics.
his voice sometimes, and maybe pushes me to leave the room because I've just heard enough.
I don't yet.
And his views are not being pushed
She
down my throat
leaves.
properly.
Hang on, wait. She leaves on her own free will. I'm not saying get out of here because I don't share your same opinion.
Right, not at all. But he's very passionate. He likes to push his opinions, his views, his agenda onto me. And
You say push. I don't
not
know.
all the times do I agree with his stance on some of the things. So
But you say, hang on. You say push like I am persuading, but I do it like, if you don't think it's important, it's important. And
it's not that I don't find it important. I just
we don't get in arguments or anything.
no. I mean,
it.
I feel like sometimes we
could.
have.
We definitely could, but I feel as if they're very important. They shape our lives one way or another. Whether you want to admit it or not.
Whether you tune into the news or not, it's going to find
It affects
itself
us.
in your home, and it is going to
And
affect
ours
your
is,
everyday life.
our child being in the military, it affects us, firsthand when, you got, Ukraine, Russia, stuff like that. And then
Potential third world war.
yeah. I mean, those things are
Scary.
but that's stuff that we actually do sit and talk about, and we don't
Discuss.
want to have those conversations. I don't mind having those conversations.
Right.
I don't think I'm not gonna put words in your mouth, but hang on, let me we don't lean one way or the other. We are free thinkers. I'll do my research, but you're not gonna tell me this person's good just because they're with a certain party.
Right.
So we have those. She's not going to watch the news as much as she doesn't watch the news as much as I do, or certain other
Media outlets.
Yeah.
But that's not true. I watch.
She watches them because
the
I
news.
watch them.
Yeah, because he
She has
watches
no
the
choice.
news. But I also grew up watching like ABC News. So I don't know that they're always necessarily correct, or they just leave out bits of information that probably
pretty-
would have been
Pretty darn important.
right.
Or
And
to
I've
persuade
learned that,
your
but
mind.
it doesn't make me,
Not informed.
uninformed. I mean, I have the internet just like anyone else, and if he brings it to my attention, then of course I'm gonna look it up and read news reports, and they're not always legit or always credible, and you have to discern whether or not you believe, what you're reading or what you're hearing. So, I am a free thinker as well. And just because my husband tells me, this is, what he saw on Facebook today, it doesn't necessarily mean that I believe
I read
it.
the article. I actually do my...
He might listen to the article. You're not going to read the article.
No, I'll read the article if it's
100 words or less.
probably. I'll actually look to see if it's real or try to do my homework to see if it's real before just spouting out at the mouth, But
Or sometimes he gets so overwhelmed with passion that he's like, yelling while he's reading, "Can you believe this?"
I mean,
and I'm like,
so
really?
I come from, it's like I get so frustrated or it affects our lives as American citizens. Everything they do politically, whatever, affects us. And I'm like, how can you not be passionate? Gas price is what it is right now, close to $4, right? It affects our lives. Like, you can't not be passionate. So whenever
and I definitely get that. I'm just not.
but she's like,
where he is.
right. And so I think what aggravates me sometimes or frustrates me, I guess, as we're talking about it is she's just got a, oh, well. I'm like, no, it's not, oh, well. Gas is $4 a damn gallon right now. It's not, oh, well, or, or you might hear of some stupid law that was passed. It's like, what? Like, there's issues in this country that need to be fixed, but we're going to pass the damn, wear your pants around your waist kind of thing. Like, it's stupid. Absolutely. Those are the things that, so we'll get to bantering, as you can probably pick up right here just off of this alone. We'll get bantering back and forth because I feel it's serious. And she's like,
I feel it's
whatever,
serious, but sometimes there are other issues more pressing that, could use our attention.
For everyday life?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get that.
But, when election season comes around or the primaries, reps up in our house for sure.
So,
like, conversations every single day.
Right. And
he's going to make sure.
I need to make sure she is open-minded, but I need to make sure she also knows the truth and not what they just want you to hear. Like, those quick 10 seconds of what somebody says, but didn't play the full 1 minute.
You didn't get the whole context.
You didn't get the whole, they just took a chunk out of what somebody said. Like, that stuff's important. Like, the whole thing should be said because that little 10 seconds is probably way different than the rest of the whole minute on how you view that conversation or that topic they were talking about, What's that? There's a picture that surfaced a long time ago where there's a man holding up a knife on a picture, and then there's a picture of a TV, and it goes to show the way the media had it pointed towards the knife versus what the news was actually, what was actually going on. Was a guy, like, I don't know if he was slicing something,
right,
or it just made it look like he was getting ready to stab somebody, but he was actually just slicing something up. That's my point. Like,
all in context, y'all.
but I need to, so I'm like, if you're not informed, if you're not out there actually doing your homework, is there a reason gas is $4 a gallon? Is there a reason?
Well, right now, yeah. I mean,
But it could
the Ukraine and Russian war.
Well, that's what we're hearing, right? So could it have been prevented? $4 is a lot for gas, right? Mm-hmm. And eventually,
thank goodness we don't live in California. I mean, I would love to
there
live
you
there
go.
one day. But
there you go. Well, and then there's the other thing. Like, if you live in California, are you okay with paying, what is it, 10 cents per plastic bag?
Oh yeah, yep.
Are you guys okay with that?
Well, apparently they are. They live there.
I mean, but
you could be responsible and bring your own bags.
But is that because you guys didn't have those conversations at the house where the husband wasn't like, hey, did you hear what the governor wants to do? He wants to play. He wants you. He wants to pay 10 cents per bag. I understand. Maybe it's for the recycling of it.
You walking through the house. Did you vote on the 10 cent per bag?
It's affecting my money.
Right.
I'm bringing it to somebody's attention I'm bringing it to her attention in my house because it's affecting my wallet. But so this is what I'm saying. Like this, I was like, we don't need to necessarily do a episode on the politics along, like individual. Hey, did you know Hunter Biden versus? We don't need to. You don't need to hear my thoughts on certain matters, but are you having those conversations? I'm curious. We're curious. Are you having those passionate conversations at your house at the dinner table?
Are y'all really as passionate as he is, or is he just?
I'm not even coming across as passionate right now. This is mild, but it's important, and that's my point.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree that it's important.
It's
and
important.
I understand why our conversations ramp up around election time, or
anytime for that matter. People need to be held accountable. Are we holding them accountable? Are we having these conversations at the house?
But what power do we have in between those things? Do
What
we
do you mean?
write to our governor?
No, you remember what that person did and said, and then when that person comes up for re-election, you tell your neighbor. You tell, hey, you remember this happened. If you're a farmer, you tell other farmers, hey, remember, and then that person, those people need to tell other people
their perspectives, their
so
opinions.
that this doesn't happen again, and then think they can just wash it under the table like it never, oh, this person said this or actually did this, wash it under the table. Let's not let them remember that by the time the re-election comes around, Well,
and I feel like a lot of politicians, if they do make mistakes during their during their term, they will try their best either to get some big trial or get some celebrity or something to
endorse them.
Yeah, and smooth things over so
course.
they forget about.
One hand's washing the other.
Yeah,
Yep.
You're saying your job is to remind people of their mistakes or their shortcomings.
Put that junk on Facebook, and then remember, what is it you can do on Facebook? You can look back, like, okay, 2 years ago, this is what this person did. No, just make a freaking note of it in your phone. You don't have to blast everything on Facebook, because let's be real, people. We don't know what's real on there and what's not, what they want us to believe.
It's just like the news.
It is.
Yeah.
But I was like, hey, we could do an episode about this.
So are y'all as passionate as we are about politics and about everyday stuff that, comes into your home?
Do you purposely get a mail-in ballot so you can help her fill it out? That doesn't happen here. We go to our local precinct to do it. Right. But I'm just saying,
So, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Conversation.
Oh, we're done talking about it? Is that what we're doing? See, this is usually how it goes, just trying to shut it down, y'all.
I don't have a door to close, so I got a camera in front of me. I need to turn it off.
So, but I don't know. We were just curious. Hey, do you guys have them conversations? Are they
as passionate
are they
as
intense?
us? Yes, or as intense.
But just want to throw it out there. But we want to thank y'all again for tuning in. This is fun. I love doing this. She loves doing this.
Warming up, y'all.
That's right.
So if you like this episode, please like it, share it, subscribe to it. We would appreciate it.
Sure. Just do it.
Just do it. Oh, that's Nike. Can you say that? Just do it?
No, not because you said Nike. No, you can't do it.